Go.
What's going on, everybody? MPG Pop here. I am with the Vice President of Powerlifting America, Bill Clayton. Bill is here. We're going to talk a little bit about Article 14. Obviously, I think, is it safe to say that it's not super popular among the membership? Okay, and so it's not very popular, but I believe there's kind of this notion that we're not really doing anything about it, but that's really untrue. Can you talk about what steps we're taking to kind of...
Last year, we submitted a motion to the IPF General Assembly to change Article 14. The way we wrote the language, it would give each country the ability to decide how they manage the country with the Article 14. By the way, it's now Article 15.
Okay.
With the new rule book.
Okay, so there's no...
Okay.
Okay, yeah, so so basically, if Sweden wants to police and discipline people for switching federations or whatever, Sweden can choose to do what they want. America can choose. Obviously, I think we'd be more flexible. I think that's the whole point. Yeah, I think, and kind of part of the discussion is that America's actually kind of unique in we have so many different federations. Other international countries don't have the same, I guess, luxury or...
Maybe we should go back and go on. Last year, we presented this motion in the General Assembly, and they didn't have a quorum, so it didn't get heard. Later on in the year, they had a special...
Yeah, so real quick, a quorum is when you don't have enough member nations involved to even have a vote.
Later in the year, they had an extraordinary General Assembly, at which time I presented the motion from us. Okay? And a lot of conversation between the other countries and myself kind of almost became a debate, but close to a debate. The other motions, everybody said they voted yes, no, and it was all over. Our motion kind of caused a debate. Some of the countries had issues that we don't have. For example, some of the countries are getting money from their Olympic committee, and they were worried that if we changed Article 14 within our country, it would somehow affect their monies coming in from their Olympic committee. Some of the other countries had done less drug testing. They were worried about what would happen if a drug using person came and showed up at their nationals and won, and then they put them on the world team, and then they went to the world team and failed. It would cost them a lot of fines. So several other countries had issues that we don't have in the U.S. After a while, after the most debate of any of the motions, I was convinced we were not going to get the motion passed. So we decided to defer the motion. The IPF promised me that they would send it to a committee that would review it, and they did. They followed through with it. They sent it to, I believe it's a person that used to be a WADA attorney, and they changed a few words on the motion, and they were okay with the way we worded it. It just changed like maybe 5-6 words in the motion that we submitted. So they were okay with the idea. And at this point, what we're doing is, at the next General Assembly, we're hoping they'll have a quorum and discuss this further. And hopefully we can convince some of those countries that have concerns over violating WADA and that kind of thing.
Okay, so basically we took this. They were concerned, and then we put it to a committee so legal could read through it and hopefully chop it up a little bit to make it more palatable for those countries, so that in the General Assembly in June, that hopefully this can pass and we can kind of, hopefully move on as a sport.
Yeah.
I think
which then we would have to decide what we want to do in the United States.
Right.
Now,
okay.
We could be a little more flexible probably. Who we let go to nationals. We wouldn't have to necessarily probably exclude people from other organizations. But then we'll still have to, let's be clear, we'll still have to follow the rules when we send people out for international.
Right, so like if you make the world team, you're going to be still bound by Article 14.
Correct.
Most likely.
Correct.
But yeah.
Does that help?
Yeah, no, I think this is awesome. I think obviously this same blurb was sent out in an email, but not everyone reads the email. I really appreciate. I went to Robert first, and Robert wasn't able to because he's on the IPF side. But I appreciate you communicating with us and the general population about this particular topic, as it's really important.
Well, really optimistic. I'm hoping the other countries, with the few words that have been changed, and with the WADA attorney looking at it and saying he thinks it's okay with WADA, that we can convince some of those other countries. So there were several countries when I presented it in the extraordinary General Assembly that you could tell was very interested in following this article through. So I think our chances are decent.
Okay.
Our chances are decent.
Well, awesome. Appreciate it. Thank you so much, Bill. Thank you.
Good seeing you.
Stay tuned.